This is a series about repairing a disabled Ford 9N tractor that I recently bought. The video is actually the third one that I shot for this, but the other two were turning out so bad that I decided not to upload them. Now the camera work is still terrible here, but at least there's audio. The tractor was purchased from a friend of mine that buys scrap. He got it from the previous owner when the previous owner gave up on it for reasons unknown, and has sat uncovered on my friend's property for a couple of years until he sold it to me. And I know nothing about its history other than that. This is my first experience with a flathead motor and my first experience with a tractor. The mechanical starter solenoid was also missing, and this meant there was an empty boss in the transmission tunnel, although I didn't realize what it was and what was not there. An electronic remote style solenoid had been installed along with a flip switch to enable ignition and a push button to energize the solenoid. This had been changed so long ago that the components looked original, except for the nasty plastic ignition flip switch. Since I was familiar with Ford style remote starter solenoids, I just assumed that it was how it was supposed to be. I only discovered later how it was supposed to work.
Guinea fowl. Supreme idiots. Alright, let's see if anything else has worked its magic to get loose from yesterday. Otherwise I'm going to have to bring out a propane torch to snap things out. Definitely no good at the patter. Right, this is where I was. This is where I was before. That's loose, but it's loose on the screw.
When I got it, the 12-volt conversion had been started and the ignition system had been dismantled. It was missing the cap, rotor points, and condenser. It was also missing the carburetor, although that turned up later. What you're seeing here is me disconnecting and uninstalling the push button starter switch.
We're going to get the right wrench. I think it was a 5/16 or a 3/8. Maybe.
The backing nuts for these screws are rusted tight, which leads me to believe this is an original piece, which it turns out is not.
Well, open loose. So, the real question here is, did I bring that stupid vice grip back and leave it there? I think I did. This one loose. Nope, it's rounding off. Yep. So that was a pointless endeavor. Although I'm beginning to think the chisel is the right answer that. I can play with this all day and not get it. Be careful of that too.
And that's the sound of the panel screw breaking.
Like I said, chisel was probably the right answer, because that was coming entirely too easily. It's that magical moment when you aren't sure whether it came loose or whether you broke something.
You broke something, genius.
If you know what the answer is there. So let's try to gently break this other one off too.
Here I'm operating under the mistaken idea that this is original equipment. It is not. I do end up reusing the flange around the switch, but the switch is toast.
Now, nope. Ooh. Camming that out. I'm gonna do this crossbody. Nope, I don't have enough bite on there anymore, so the answer is a chisel.
If it won't move, force it. If it breaks, it needed to be replaced anyways. If it won't break, well, go get bigger tools.
I can replace the screws if the thing will still work properly.
Yeah, it won't. The switch is all done here, I just don't know it yet.
If only I had a chisel. Nope, they're all punches. One of these days I gotta label these drawers. There we go. Take a nice little slim one and a medium-sized hammer. Let me try very hard not to whack myself in the back of the hand. There we go. See that in there? There we go. Snap that off. Still not solved, but I'm one step closer. See, the replacement switch doesn't look anything like that. Much deeper. Actually, this is the starter switch. I wonder. So I'm going to hang on to this because this is something else. I don't really know what it is, what it came from, because it's not a 49N part. So what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to push this right here, and it does something over here. But I can't feel anything in there, so that's due for rebuilding. So the next question is this starter any good? So I'm going to back it out and test it on the ground. Nope. Looks smaller than that. So they're 7/16. Which is the one size I didn't bring out here. It's always the one size you didn't bring out. Ooh, that's scary. So the back side of that is magnetic, and I put the bolt down behind it and it snapped onto it. It scared the hell out of me. Because in theory I'm messing with electricity here. Yeah. Alright. Ooh, that's nice and rusty. Alright. That's pretty nasty. So, if I'm not mistaken, we should be able to test it just by jumping that to the body. Should be able to. My truck. Truck's all the way over there. Positive. Positive. Round. Okay, time for a tester. He may be dead in the water, because I never actually have heard this thing turn. So how do you test your tester? Oh, first of all, you wire it properly. Hey, look at that. not a lovely sound it made, like when it's supposed to. Alright. There. But interestingly not the case. Yeah, I'm not sticking something in there. Over there. Alright, some things have done offline, although I think my battery's maybe dead. I removed the starter, tested it, found out the battery I was using was bad, so now I'm reinstalling. I also installed the ballast resistor that I had, which is much different than the one that was on there, but this checks out to 1/2 ohm, which is what it's supposed to be.
Alright, that's enough torturing the batteries for one episode. I'm going to cut it off here, and we'll continue with the ignition system next.